Hey guys, and welcome to episode 23 of Surg Feed the Beast Season 3 Let's Play. I'm here in my base and I've been running around a little bit. I did a little bit of Thaumcraft research. We'll have to get back to Thaumcraft. And there's one thing, or one place, that, I thought about it and I have not been there. At least not in this season. And that is the end. So, what I'd like to do, a little bit of lag there, what I'd like to do is get ready to go to the end and fight the Ender Dragon. There's a couple things that are going to help me to achieve this goal of, getting to the end and fighting the Ender Dragon. The first one, obviously, is getting to the end. Now, I've been using these Ender Lily seeds to make Ender Pearls, and I'm going to need a lot of Ender Pearls. Because not only am I going to have to find a frame for the portal for the end, but I also have to fill it. And assuming that it may be empty, I might need a whole stack of Ender Pearls. Now, one thing that I did not cover with these Ender Lilies is they grow just fine on grass. You can place them just about anywhere. It doesn't need to be right next to water. I just placed them right next to my house. But there is something that'll help them grow faster, and that's if you plant them on endstone. Well, you might think, that's kind of counterproductive because, well, we don't have any endstone because we haven't been to the end. Well, that's not necessarily true. We can actually make endstone. And the way that we can make it, there's a couple different ways, but I'm right now going to use Tinker's Construct. If I throw some Ender Pearls in here, it will melt down and make Molten Ender. What exactly is it called anyway? Resonant Ender. Now, each Ender Pearl makes a quarter of a bucket. And what we can do with this is if I throw some obsidian in here and let that melt up. Now I'm going to run downstairs and grab some more obsidian. I do have an igneous extruder down here running in obsidian mode. You can remember this is the igneous extruder that we had set up to create lava. Well, if you look right now, our lava is doing just fine. We got everything filled up. Actually, the only thing that this is working on filling up right now is the igneous extruder to make obsidian. Let's change that back to cobblestone, just to make sure we don't run out, because that's not a bad amount of obsidian. I can always change it back later, or I can always run a second one. Let's see how this is doing. Almost done. So I'm going to let these melt up and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So we have our one bucket of resonant ender. And like I said, if you put some obsidian here in your basin and pour some resonant ender over it, it will get us some endstone. So I'm going to go ahead and make up about as much as I can, whether I run out of resonant ender or obsidian. I'll just make up as much as I can. Now you can see it does not use a whole lot. It only uses 75 millibuckets, and remember there's 1,000 millibuckets in a bucket. So this is going to take me just a little while. Okay, so you can see that I was able to make 10 endstone plus the 3 that I laid down here, so 13. And I'll go ahead and plant these here, and those should start growing. Now they're going to grow a little bit faster because they are planted on endstone, but we still only have 3, and that's not going to get us a lot of ender pearls fast. So there's a couple different ways that we can get ender pearls and other things that we can use to help us get to the end. And I'm actually going to jump into a mod that I have not used as of yet. And if we look up end, I want to make ender seeds. Now this is from Magical Crops, and I should have a whole bunch of these little weak magic essence. So let's see if we can make 4. Why not? We'll just make 2 sets. Let's see if we can make these strong magical essence. Actually, I think I need 4 of those, don't I? Yeah. So let's get... oh, we're say 16, 20, around there. Now let's do 24. Let's see how many that'll get us. 8. Okay, so that'll get us 2 sets. And what we want to do is surround them by ender pearls and seeds. And that'll get us 4 ender seeds. Let's see if we can just plant these on regular tilled earth out here. You can see I've been changing up this farm quite a bit. You know, I was growing netherwort, but now I have like 4,000. I was growing cactus, but now I have a whole bunch of that. So it's one of those, it's ever changing. Let's see if this works. We might have to put it on endstone. Nope, that's working. Okay, sweet. I wonder if my golems will work for this. Let's see if we have any bone meal. If bone meal affects it. Some plants bone meal will affect, and some they won't. So, because I haven't played with this, I really couldn't tell you whether or not it would. But let's go test it. I don't even know if my golems will harvest it, but I know I do need to grow it. Doesn't look like bone meal even affects it. So I'm going to give it some time and wait for it to grow, and then I'll show you what the fully grown ones look like, and find out whether or not my golem will be able to handle it. Okay, looks like a couple of these have grown. 2 in the back haven't just yet. That's what they look like when they're fully grown. They have this little flower on top. And if we break them, you get anywhere from 1 to 2 seeds, and you get some essence. Let me see if the golem will work for it. Go ahead, break them. Do it. Come on, they're crops. Maybe he just needs a second to scan around. Go ahead. I might have to find some other way to automate this. Okay, I'm going to break this one and see if he breaks another one later. But you can see here, when that's not doing that, we get a ender essence because that's the seeds that we were planting. We also get a nature essence. Now these can be used to craft a whole bunch of things. And if we look here, you can make vines, mossy stone with it, some mycelium, lily pads, antidote potion to remove basically the same thing as drinking a bucket of milk. Some extinguish potions. Now that can be used to make some really cool, basically totems or things that you can carry around. Removes wither effect and mossy stone. You can also use it for purification powder. So we can get clean zombie flesh. Not sure why we want clean zombie flesh, but that's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and plant these back down. It does not look like he's going to like to play with this, but maybe I can figure something out. We'll have to deal with that. But for right now, I'm just going to let these grow. And since I've already started on farming and basically things like that, I think I'm going to do this episode as farming and just kind of progress towards getting to the end within the next couple of episodes. I do need these Ender Essence. Those are really going to help to get to the end. So, sticking with the farming theme, you know, I think there's one thing that I really don't have a lot of, and that's leather and raw beef. I mean, the leather is more important to me than the raw beef, but I still don't have any cows. Let's see if we can find a good area. You know what, maybe I'll just kind of clear out an area like right down here and put like a cow farm. So I cleared out this little area here that I was going to use for a cow farm. But after looking through the mod list and what is updated on this server, unfortunately, since we're still using the 1.0.6 mod pack on the server, I really can't automate cows the way that I'd like. I can automate breeding them, but as far as killing them, the only option that I have is to basically kill any cow. And that could mean that, you know, I'd leave no cows, so I'd have to go find more. Or it could potentially kill the babies. And that's not going to yield me any leather or beef anyway. So I'm going to hold off on that, and I've actually been trying to talk to Pyro about updating the server. One of his biggest concerns, though, and that's kind of cool. Looks like Oppie's been building a little bit here. One of his concerns is that with the world gen changes between the version that we're using and the newest version, there might be some instability, and I understand that. So I'm trying to see if maybe he can back up the world, try to update, and if we get instability, we can always revert back. In the meantime, though, my golems won't handle these crops here, which I've been tending to and getting a few seed drops and planting more. But my golems will handle the ender lilies, so that'll at least help me with ender pearls in that regard. So I went ahead and moved them over here and put down some end stone. I did find a few more ender lilies in a dungeon chest over near Pyro's base. I went to check out what Oppie had designed over here, those big towers. And right below it, there was actually a cave, and in that cave there was another skeleton spawner with some more ender lily seeds. So I kind of stole those. So now I have at least a good amount of ender lilies over here. Ooh, that one grew. And these are producing the ender essence. Ooh, nice, 2 seeds. So that'll fill out my farm right here. Now these ender essence, because I've been tending to that farm and getting quite a few of them, there's a couple things that we can do. And if I pull them up here, let me just eat. I can't stand it when my hunger starts to go down. I like to stay topped off if at all possible. So these ender essence, I'll throw that in here. And if I look, I have quite a few of them. There's a couple things that we can do. Now we do have some ender pearls. We can create more if I just go like that. Or what I can do is if I go in this pattern here, I can create more end stone. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to make, there's actually a set of armor. Let me see if I can find it here, maybe just end. it's using... I don't see it. It's using this Enderium. Oh, there it is. So the Enderium set. Now, this will severely help me when I go to fight the End Dragon. So let's see if we can make some of these Enderium ingots. So I'm going to need some raw Enderium, which isn't too hard. I should have a good amount of obsidian. I can make the Endstone and the Eyes of Ender. So we have a couple of Ender Pearls. Let's see how we're doing for Blaze Rods. Blaze Powder. Oh, that should be plenty. Just in case, I'm going to just grab a couple more, just take 4. And if I throw them here in my pulverizer, then I should get a whole bunch more than if I just crushed them by hand. Yeah, see, you get almost twice as much. Ooh, and some sulfur. There we go. So now we have definitely plenty of blaze powder. Let's see how much the indium. Let's see how much of this we can make. So I have no Eyes of Ender. Let's start out with the head, which is going to need 5. So I only have enough for 1. Looks like I'm running out of Endstone. So, remember I had said we can take these and make some Endstone? That's why I'm working on them. So let's do 32. That'll use up about half of our Ender Essence. Five. Okay, that's perfect. And then all we need to do with this is go ahead and throw it in here and cook it up, and that'll make our endium ingots. Let's see if we need anything else to make the head. Looks like we're going to need a cactus green. Do we have any cactus? I know I have lots of cactus. Do I have any green? No. Okay, we'll just grab a stack of cactus. I can always use cactus green. I don't think I have any in here, do I? Why you no click? There we go. So I'll get the endium ingots and 1 cactus green. Might as well use the work table here. And there we go. So we at least have our helmet now. And it looks kind of cool. It also gives us night vision. Each one of the pieces gives us a little bit that's going to help us in the end. Not sure how much I like the fact that that little eye is there all the time. But for right now, we're just kind of deal with it. So right now we have night vision, which will help us, especially when we're down in caves and things like that. It's always something that we can take off if we don't really need it. I'll throw the sulfur in my system too. I'm gonna leave the potatoes there because then I know where they are and that they're cooked. So let's check on our farm, and I'm still gonna need a lot of this essence. Ooh, looks like these are almost grown. Now these golems should go ahead and take care of this for me as soon as it grows. I'm going to just wait a minute or two, give this a little bit of time, and you can see that they grow really fast on endstone. It doesn't take anywhere near the amount of time as if you planted it on grass. These actually grow really quickly. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time, just make sure that my golem will go ahead and take care of this for me, and I'll be right back. So I've let a little bit of time go by. Not a lot, just about 1 Minecraft day. You can see that the sun is not even at noon yet. And this one had grown. But I don't want to harvest it manually. I want to see if my golem will go ahead and take care of it for me. So I picked him up just to make sure that he doesn't, do it off camera. Because these don't take as long on grass, but they still take a little while. So let's go ahead and throw him back here. I'll give him a second and check to see if he'll take care of at least the ender lilies. If he at least does that, then this farm isn't too bad. I can always come and manually take care of these here. Ah, there he goes, see? No, 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 no! You're not supposed to take the seeds! Aww. Well, he harvested it. Why didn't he replant? Well, that's not gonna help. Well, that'll at least help me a little bit to get more ender pearls, but I definitely want to make sure that my system knows not to take all my ender lilies. So let me grab my ender lily back. And what I'm going to do is just out here, let me get back in here real quick. Out here I'm going to tell this to keep this stocked with ender lilies. And since I have 9, I'll tell it to keep it stocked with 9. So that way if any do hit my system, they'll be right here for me to be able to go ahead and grab and then replant. Okay, so one other thing that I've been running into lately is if I go and I throw everything like my Gallmancer spell in here, and there was something else that I had. What else did I have in there? I might have put something in my system, but this bag is getting pretty full, and I do have at least 1 cow. So I'd like to make a new backpack, so that way I can keep things like, say, the armor that I don't really want to wear, because I don't need night vision right this moment. And there's a couple things that I can do to make backpacks. And this is from the backpack mod. Now there are these backpacks that I can place down from Better Storage, and they're nice, but I don't want to have to place it down every time I need something out of it. So let's look at these backpacks here. We have a bunch of different colored backpacks. Oh, those would be nice too. But I'm just going to go with the backpack mod. There's a bunch of different colored backpacks that I can make with just leather and some dye. And those make fairly decent sized backpacks. But I want to go ahead and get the biggest that I can. Workbench backpack. You know what? Let's go ahead and make one of these and just see what it looks like here. So we're going to need a workbench. Really? I should have wood in here. You know, I need to get a tree farm set up at some point. We'll do 3 stacks for right now. I think once I get a little bit more into Thaumcraft, maybe I'll go ahead and make like a Thaumcraft tree farm. The Rotary Craft one looks nice, but it has some limitations. There we go. A workbench backpack. And for right now, I'll just make a regular backpack. And if we open this up, okay, so that's what it does. We can basically use a crafting table while we're running around. So that might be something that I want to keep. And the regular backpack, it's about the same size as my knapsack here, which is pretty good. But we could make that better. And to make a bigger one, what we're going to need is some of this here, the tanned leather. Now the way that you get tanned leather is you have to cook bound leather. And to make bound leather, we're going to need leather and some string. And I think string is one of my biggest things that I've had problems with. Let's see how much of this we can make. Only 2. Yeah, see, string is what I'm having the biggest problem with. But if we remember, I did make this wool gin to get more strength. So let's see. You know what? I'm only gonna need a couple pieces of wool, at least that I can foreseeably see. So I may have to get leather's going to be a big issue here. So I may have to get a cow farm going. That's 6. 1, 2. Okay. And we're cook this up. Nope. Not in my backpack. Am I too far away from this? For some reason I'm having some lag issues on the server here. So I don't need the cactus green. Actually, let's see what kind of dyes we have. Why not? We'll just use up the lime green that we have. I could use cactus green too. 2 more. But you know what? I think for I'll go ahead and use this brown one here for my tools, and then I can use the green one for extra inventory space. So there we go, big lime green backpack. And you can see here lots more space. It's like a double chest. That'll really help me out. You know what? Let's just put our tools in that one. Because we already know we're going to fill up at least a little one. So let's just throw everything in here, except for that. And I'll even put my, I'll keep my workbench backpack out. Now the nice thing is with these backpacks, I can make sure to have extra inventory space. And then what I can do is, let's just throw this in here. What I can do is take this and throw it right here in my knapsack. I'm going to leave this one out on my hotbar, but this backpack just for extra space. And then the workbench backpack we'll go ahead and throw in here too. So now we have plenty of space, my tools are easily accessible, and I have room for a lot more because there are a lot of tools. And since I am having issues with leather, you know, I can't auto-harvest cows, but I can automatically spawn them or breed them anyway. And I have a design that I had played around with in my test world, and I really like it. And then what we can do is, if we do get updated on the server, let's just go ahead and sleep. If we do get updated on the server, then, you know, I can always change it up from there. And for anybody saying, oh, you can use Ars Magica dummy, well, that is true. However, with this version of Ars Magica, we don't have the sigils. So I can't use those either. That's what I was originally going to do. So let's see what we need from Rotary Craft. What I'd like to make is, let's see here. I must be passing it. There it is. I'd like to make the auto breeder, so it just requires a couple of base panels. Pretty easy. So let's see if we have any. Do I have any in here? No. I have 2. So I'm at least going to need 1 more set, which should not be hard. So we can take our steel and make 1 set. And I believe 5 should be enough. There we go. There's our auto breeder. Okay. Now, I want to kind of put it over in that direction where my farm is. You can kind of see on the map, it's right here. So I'm facing that direction. But I don't want to have to move industrial coils over there. What I'd like to see is if I can potentially just run some power from here. So let's see if there's any place that we can siphon off some power. I could do it here, but then I'd be losing this industrial coil. And the CVT unit I kind of need here. I could use one of these here and just go along that way, but then it has to be open. Let's see if we can figure something out. Okay guys, it looks like I actually am at that wrapping up point. So what I'm going to do is figure out a way without extending this too much. I might even have to move my ME system to make it work. So I'm going to figure out a way that I can get power over to where I'd like to do the cow farm. Maybe I'll even move the cow farm. And I'll do that between this episode and next. And then next episode, that's the first thing that we're going to start working on is where we're going to put the cow farm. And getting power over there. One other thing is I have been playing with the idea of doing the tech world, and I was thinking about either I can start it now and run 2 seasons at once. This season probably only has about 20 more episodes unless we get updated. If we get updated, then it may run a little bit longer. If we don't, then I really couldn't tell you how long this season's going to go. See, I don't like that they're not replanting, but at least they're harvesting for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you like me to do 2 seasons or 2 series, and that way I can do the tech world and really get into the tech, and still play this one until we basically run out of stuff to do. Or I can just switch completely and go straight to Tech World. So let me know in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys later.